Max, one of the 8 teams that remains in the 5A Division II bracket of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. Maybe you wouldn't expect them to be here. But they are the Saginaw Boswell Pioneers. They are in the 4th round of the playoffs for the first time since 1977 after a 20-10 win over Lubbock Cooper. And here to talk about his Pioneers is the head coach of the Boswell Pioneers, was Coach John Abendschan. Coach, congratulations on your big win. I imagine you're still feeling pretty good.
We're pretty excited, Greg. This is a fun time to be a Pioneer, and any time that you schedule a practice on a December day, things are really good, and it doesn't happen here very often. The last time was 1977, and I told the kids I was 3. So they thought I was probably in high school then, but that's a whole nother point. But it was a great win. Played a really good team, and Lubbock Cooper, Coach Cat Winkle does a great job, and our kids played really well, and coaches were awesome, and we had great fan support in Wichita Falls, and just a good win overall.
It was an exciting win too. You guys had to come back in this one. You trailed 10-3 early in this game, but you guys were able to claw back and find a way to win in this one. What was your message? You guys are down 10-3 at halftime. What was your message to your kids at the break to push them along?
We talked about that we didn't play our best football, and we were only down 7. And, we talked about all season. We talked about boot camp. We talked about the things that we've gone through that we've proven to ourselves. We can handle, whatever comes our way. And we've been in a game earlier in the year where we were real close at halftime and didn't respond very well. And that was a long time ago. And that was kind of a way for us to learn, hey, we can handle this deal. And it was a big mental thing. And really, they were doing some things to us and stopping us offensively that we said, hey, let's not worry about them. Let's take care of us. And that first drive, our coaches put a great plan together. And Chad Jones, our offensive coordinator, we drove it right down the field, convert a big 3rd down pass, and then Damon Williams, the running back, hit about an 18-yard touchdown to tie it up. And once that happened, you could kind of feel the energy, start to roll on our sideline, and man, it just worked out. It was a neat deal.
And your defense, you mentioned it. Your defense really stepped up in this game against a Lubbock Cooper attack that had been putting up big time points. What can you say about your defensive effort against what was a very good Cooper offense?
Really good. I mean, Daggie's a special kid, and he's going to play for a while. And they got a lot of weapons in that deal. And Greg, we've gone through some stuff, and our defense has really risen up and played awfully. Our defensive line is doing good. Our linebackers are doing what they're supposed to do, and then secondary wise, all of it fits together, and it's one of those things, Greg, that one's not working, so we got 2 other phases to get it done, and that happened. We played really, really good on special teams, and then defense probably was our best effort. We were able to get pressure on Daggy a bunch, and we were able to stop their run game, and that was the biggest thing, and caused some turnovers and gave ourselves enough chances to get the win, and kicked a field goal with about 4 minutes left and put us up, and then Braden was able to score from the 1 on an incredible effort by him, but that deal where defenses they win those championships. Our offense has been great all year, and Cooper did a good job of scheming us and got after us, and our defense were able to hold it together long enough, and then just a great team win. So I can't, Todd Davis is our defensive coordinator, and Jeremy Mullins is our co-coordinator there, and he does the special teams, and you talk about guys just stepping up, and it's what they do all the time. My staff and I we're real close, and they put up with me, and that says a lot about them more than anything. But it was a type of win where you believe in what you're preaching, and you believe in the work and all that kind of stuff. And so, like I said, yeah, you said I'm still excited. There's no doubt.
We're talking with John Abendschan, the head coach of the Saginaw Boswell Pioneers, who are through to the regional finals here on DCTF Live. Get involved with the conversation at hashtag DCTF Live. And Coach, adversity has been kind of the underlying storyline behind your whole year. Do I have this right? Are you on your sixth string quarterback?
You know, that is correct. I've never actually written down 6 quarterbacks when we start the season.
Right.
It didn't work out that way, but Greg, we are. My number one guy was a baseball pitcher and had to have a procedure done in the summer. Kind of took him out, and that's Gabe Kurtzals. And then my second one was Dutch Patterson, and he came in and just took the reins. And he's a kid we moved a year before to quarterback because my sophomore team quarterback decided he wanted to go basketball. So Dutch had a year of getting ready, so he's my starter. So the third play of the Grapevine scrimmage, he breaks his collarbone. So why not move the starting safety over after 4 days of working his back at quarterback? So he's my starter now, and that's Chris Delgado, one of my best leaders I got. And so we're rolling, and third game of the season against Burville, he breaks his collarbone. And so in between that time, Jay Garcia is my fourth, but he played running back because my starting running back, Damon Williams, tore his meniscus in game number 1, so we kept Jay at running back. Mm-hmm. My fifth one is Holden Dunn, and he's a safety, and he runs it really well. I'm afraid he throws it like me, and he would admit that, so we kept him at safety. And Braden Thomas was playing down at the freshman level and had just lightened it up. But, again, it was at the freshman level, and so we all sat around and we talked, and we said, you know what, let's roll with it, and called the parents in. And, of course, the parents had to drive him to school every day, and that was new. And so we sat with the parents and sat with Braden, and we said, okay, we want to do this, but not without, your blessing. And they said, hey, let's get after it. We feel like he's prepared for it. And so we went into, a huge rival of ours against Azle, the Battle of the Lake, and that was his first start. And Braden walked in there, and his second pass was a pick six. And I looked at him and I said, okay, we're about to find out. And there's a lot of seniors that would curl up at a ball on the sidelines. And I said, you okay? He said, yep, we're good. And with 50 seconds left, he throws a game-winning touchdown pass to Chris Neal, and we win the Battle of the Lake. And he's been in some incredible games, and he doesn't act like a freshman. And luckily, he turned 15, so I had to quit saying we had a 14-year-old starting for us. So it worked out. It's worked out incredibly, man. And I just can't say enough about our coaching staff, putting those kids in positions to be successful, and our defense playing good enough to hold the thing together. And it's not only that, like I talked, we've had just crazy injuries. It was, after our second game with everybody out, we actually stopped at a church and everybody got out in the parking lot, and it was student-led, and got in a circle and prayed and said, you know what, whatever we've done wrong, we're sorry, and we're going to fix this thing. And so that was after the Dunbar deal. And so a little divine intervention. I'm not against that whatsoever. I think that's but it's been a man, if you're not encouraged by this, then I don't know what you can be encouraged by, because it's been a great story. And,
that's amazing.
And we keep going.
You sure do, and my goodness, that's among the most remarkable quarterback stories you'll ever hear. You've got a pretty remarkable running back story as well. Your running back Damon Williams, you mentioned it. He had a big game in your win over Cooper. He runs for 182 yards and a key touchdown. What can you tell us? I want to give you an opportunity to brag on your senior running back, because sure seems like he's the heartbeat here.
He's the dude. He's the guy. He set our single season rushing record in 9 games, because he sat out 3 of them with the meniscus deal, which is a whole other deal. He was able to come back from a meniscus surgery quicker than anybody I've ever seen, and it's because he put in the work beforehand. He's trained like a champion. He runs angry. He trains angry, and he's a great kid. He's a type of kid. He's one of my captains. He's on the captain's council, and he's your bell cow. He's your dude. And so when he came back in, I remember against Azle, he didn't get to play against Azle, but him just on the sidelines doing sprints, you could see the entire team lift up, because he's the guy you just believe in. And so he comes in, and it's constantly he's finding a way to get it done. And he is as quick from the ball to the second level as I've ever seen, and just it's because of his work ethic. And he set the single game record. I'd screwed up. He was 12 yards away in one of our games, and I pull him out because we're running him up, and I didn't know it, and he reminded me of that several times after, and then was able to set the record against Dennis in the single game. And he just does that kind of stuff because he works that way. He talks to his linemen. He wants them to work that way and expects them to be great. And Damon's a special kid. He's going to play somewhere next year because of his strength, because of he just won't go down, and he's tough. I could talk about him forever. And I think Braden, knowing that Damon's back there with him, has been crucial. Our offensive line playing as well as they are, just as when it works, it looks really good, and it's working right now. And Damon's if not the reason, a major part.
We're talking with John Abendschan, the head coach of the Saginaw Boswell Pioneers, here on DCTF Live. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag DCTF Live. And now, Coach, you guys move on. You're in the regional final, as you mentioned, the fourth round of the playoffs for the first time since 1977 for the school. And you're playing a familiar foe. You're playing Aledo.
Yes.
You saw them back about a month ago, November 4th. Aledo got the better of you, 49-24. Not going to ask you to give away your game plan or anything like that, but as you prepare for Aledo on Friday night, what are you looking at?
Well, they're really good.
Okay, we can just stop there. That's fine.
I mean, they're number one. There's not a higher ranking. I guess they could, but they're that good. The biggest thing is what I've learned is that we have to worry about us because they're going to be good. They're going to be physical. They're going to play fast, and Coach Wood is one of the best. In fact, he's a former Boswell coach, and he's been at Aledo for a long time, and has had success wherever he goes, and just has carried on that Aledo tradition. And so it's one of those things that we have. The way I look at it, Greg, is we have nothing to lose. We're going to empty every bullet in the chamber. We're going to do everything we can because I told our kids we're going to give everything we got because that's all they've done. We've overcome it a lot this year, and playing Aledo is a big obstacle. But, if I'm going to put anybody against them, it's going to be these kids in this locker room because they're the most fun kids I've ever worked with. They're the most fun kids I've ever coached, and they're the toughest kids. And so, they're good. But, I'm excited. We're playing at a great venue. And, against them, you can't give them freebies. You can't give them turnovers. You can't give them short field. You can't let them the only time they need to get the ball is off of our foot. We need to kick off to them, or we need to punt it to them. And if we do anything other than that, then we're giving them extra opportunities, and that's what you can't do with a team like them.
We've kept you too long, and I promise I'm going to wrap this up and let you get to preparing for Aledo on Friday night at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. But before we let you go, you are many things. You are a Saginaw Boswell Pioneer. You are a Texas Tech Red Raider. You played guard for the Red Raiders. You're an Eastern New Mexico Greyhound. You played for Eastern New Mexico. You are an Abilene Cooper Cougar. You played for the Cougs.
Yep.
And perhaps one thing people may not know about you, you are a Canadian. Is that correct?
Absolutely. That is correct. That is correct. I've been accused of a lot of my students accuse me of being a Canadian spy. They don't think I'm an American. Lots of. I can assure you, I'm an American. I'm a Texan. I got here as fast as I could. It's one of those. No, my dad played professional football. He played for the Saskatchewan Roughriders for 11 years and was a Hall of Famer up there. Was a guard and place kicker, and so we moved to Abilene when I was to start second grade and graduated from Abilene Cooper. My senior year, I got to play for Randy Allen, which changed my entire. Really my life, the way that he saw the game, the type of person he was, and the type of coach he was, and it was a blessing. And so things work out for a reason. I truly believe that, and I've been blessed. I really have, and it's I'm at a great place and got a great opportunity. But yeah, got to play hockey, which was great. I don't think I was very good at 6. I don't think I got to play much, but but it's cold, and that's why my dad wanted to get out of there. So we've been in Texas ever since, and spent some time at Eastern New Mexico, and I wasn't tough enough there, so I walked on at Tech. And so finished up there, and now I'm a Boswell Pioneer, and I love it.
And it's a good time to be a Pioneer. Maybe never a better time. He is John Abendschan. He is the head coach of the Saginaw Boswell Pioneers. You can see them take on Aledo 9 p.m. Friday night at Arlington's AT&T Stadium in the Region 1 final of the 5A Division II playoffs. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations on all your success, and go get them on Friday night.
We'll do. Thank you, guys. I appreciate what y'all do for Texas football.